Alright, what's going on everybody? It's Liam here and welcome to today's video on the channel. And in today's video, I have a commentary for y'all and I'm going to be talking about why I think Novus is incredible. Now, this video is going to be more positive than my usual videos.
What the hell?
But yeah, man, lately, the past 2 months, I've been trying to have my content be a little bit more positive. Obviously, I'm always critical in wanting the game to be better, but looking back on some of my older content, was I, getting my point across and being critical? Absolutely, but you can still do that in a more positive manner. So, that's what I've been doing, and it seems to be doing good, and I'm just going to keep that going forward. I just figured I'd bring that up here at the start of the video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about why I think Novus is incredible in my opinion, and why I think it's, one of my favorite worlds in the entire game. Now, as of right now, I have quested 3 wizards through Novus. I have done it on my Storm, as you can see right here. I've done it on the Fire, and I've done it on the Myth so far. I have to max out my other 4 schools, the Balance, the Life, the Ice, and the Death, which I will be doing pretty soon. But I have a pretty good idea on how things work. I got my full gear set for PvP and PvE on these 3 respected characters so far. And honestly, for the most part, I just have good things to say about the world. Right when you pull up here at the start of Novus, you will see that this world is absolutely just breathtaking. Whether it's the skybox or the theme of the hands going around the entire island, holding everything up on the island, you can just tell, from the get-go, this world is not a normal Wizard101 world. And I think that's what's got me hooked onto this world, is it captures the normal, regular PvE experience, and it also throws in these cheating bosses every now and then to spice things up, and they cheat, but it doesn't really take away from the normal, aura into a 7-pip gameplay experience. So I think both players on, the spectrum of PvE who like simple PvE and hard PvE can really appreciate this world for what it is in terms of difficulty. I know me, when I was questing through it, it just hit the right amount of, length and stuff like that, like between boss fights and, walking, doing mob fights. So I'm not sure who did the pacing. I would assume it's probably the writers. So I think the writers did an absolutely stellar job with this world. And again, hats off to the art team here. I know recently in a roundtable, I believe the art team said they wanted to have a lot of, symbolism in this game, including this, reversed eye tier thing that is supposed to be Dasan in the story. I'm also not going to be talking very much about the story, obviously, in this video for, spoiler's sake, but I thought the story was, okay. I thought, it was kind of cool to have a, like a twisting point in it. I don't think it's, Wiz's best story, but I also don't think it's the worst one. So yeah, man, like, props to the writers, and, again, props to the art team. This world is absolutely beautiful and stunning. And what I really like about it is they take elements from other worlds, like, Valencia or whatever that was in the, what's it called? The sewers in the Wizard City dungeon area. What is it called? You guys will correct me. The Dragoon area. A lot of players liked that area, thought it was pretty cool, including myself. So they took some inspiration here from that. And they also took Polaris, which is, players, a lot of players' favorite world, including myself. I thought Polaris was a pretty good world. And they also added, obviously, some Polaris art and Polaris flair into this world. So it borrows the assets from Lemuria of having different parts of different worlds in it. But all of the art and, obviously the structure in the world here is original. So what I'm really liking to see about, Wiz right now in these recent years is you can really tell they're, listening, they're expanding, and they're growing. And you can see that, obviously over on Twitter as well. When you look at the graphs, you can see KingsIsle is financially doing really, really well, which, I'm happy for them. Because the last, year or two, I feel like there's been so much talk about, oh, the game is dying and yada yada. And I've talked to those people. I understand where they're from. I think what those people are really saying is their kind of Wiz that they want is dying. And you know what? I can understand that, kind of feedback. I feel that, as you guys know, I was, a Storm main here on the channel for some time. But I've just decided to, you know, say screw it. I'm not gonna storm main and PvP anymore because I'm not gonna agree with the devs' design philosophy. I'm not gonna fight it. I'm gonna give feedback, but it's so tiring, you know, having to, you know, battle the devs all the time. So I'm just gonna, you know, move on, and I think my next main in terms of PvP is probably gonna have to be Myth. And I've been doing this for a couple of days, and I've been a lot more happier. You guys can probably tell on the streams when I'm not playing Storm or I'm playing Myth and Fire. I'm a lot more happy, you know, I'm a lot more positive in my attitude. So, you know, even though I'm not going to be playing Storm nearly as much as I used to, hardly ever, I'm still going to give feedback for the devs. I'm just not going to put myself through the misery of playing it. But yeah, man, like the point there is, like, I understand what you guys mean when your ideal situation of the game, what you thought the game was, and it has been before, you know, isn't really being prioritized or isn't really up for grabs right now, and, you know, the meta or PvP or stuff like that. I can understand where you guys are coming from. Like, I can directly connect with that right now, right? But we cannot sit here and ignore the numbers that have been posted, you know, by MGI, the company that bought out KingsIsle the past year and a half or so. They're doing absolutely, you know, a killer job, right? You look at the realms here, right? This is a normal realm, and there's 3 areas, right? And I can't express how good this is to Wiz. This is for Wiz, right? Or, you know, I hop to one of these other realms here, and the perfect ones, right, which are typically pretty empty, but I've had times where I've been, you know, in realm Dryad, and there's been 2 or 3 areas on the second page, which just goes to show how much players are really in on Novus right now. I think that's a great thing for KingsIsle. Then over on Twitter here, I made this tweet, you know, talking about how, you know, this update is so good. I got so much stuff to do. I gotta farm pixels and gear and pins for all 7 of my max wizards. I have a lot of work and grinding to do. I have, you know, Beast Moon up here that I have to grind as well on all my characters, while, you know, I could be farming for novice stuff or making pets. Like, there's so much to do on the game, and I can be, you know, I'm just so grateful for that, really, because this past year, I feel like, has been pretty rough in terms of the content department. We got raids, which are, you know, pretty controversial in the community. But I've been seeing more and more new players learn raids. I've been seeing more guilds that are not content creators, you know, be formed, have successful raid runs. You know, I have a raid guide here on my channel as well. I think some other content creators have made one as well. So it's getting, you know, more accessible the longer things go on. And I believe KingsIsle is going to put a feature in to basically join a guild from like a guild vendor or guild kiosk, which is pretty cool. So yeah, my point is this year's content is, you know, not really any joke, right? We also have 4 gear templates to go from the Monkey Man over here. We have obviously the Aeon gear. We have the Void gear from the raid. We have the Nullity gear from the raid. We have the Era gear from the monkey guy as well. So we have 4 different gear templates to grind for, and these pixels are extremely hard to get. So you just have so much farming and so much work to do, and this is kind of like a double-edged sword, I feel like, because a lot of players like to say, I feel like Wiz is a full-time job, and I understand where you're coming from. But at the same time, it's like you don't have to like sit there and grind and grind and grind. You have a whole year before the next role comes out, right? Unless you're somebody like me who has to make content, or, you know, is a big PvP whiz head and you want to get that, you know, done right away, get right back into PvP. I don't really see the complaint of, you know, it feeling like a full-time job to grind stuff, right? You have a lot of time, you can manage your time to grind things. Am I saying the system is perfect, you know, for PvE or raids? No, not at all. I'm just saying, you know, we have a lot of time before, you know, next year, right? Let's say you want to grind out all this content right now, right? All these gear sets, all these raids, all these side quests, you know, all these new pets. Okay, if you get that done within the first month, like I did last year for Lemuria, you're going to be burnt out for another, like, you know, 10, 11 months almost, and that was a pretty rough time for me personally. What I've been doing here is I've been taking things slow. We're about a week or 8 days in a novice so far, You know, I have the best, you know, Storm PvE and PvP build. Also for my Myth, I got the best PvE build for my Fire, working on the PvP one right now as we speak. And I have 4 other characters to still max out, you know, get max spell elements on, you know, organize my gear, you know, farm gear, right, for the polygons and the pixels. There's so much stuff to do, and it is a little bit overwhelming, I'm not gonna lie, but I would rather have stuff to do on the game and feel like I'm working towards something than just feeling like I'm getting on and there's nothing to do, like it kind of has been the past year for me. We've also seen a lot of spell audits, you know, within the lore spells. I think all the lore spells are done right now, to my knowledge. We've also seen, you know, some revamps, rank 1 to 6, arc 1. We've seen, you know, S'mores get PvP banned. You know, we're seeing some other cards, you know, get some audits, you know, here in the future as well. Only half of the schools are audited right now. So, you know, everything is getting changed, right? There's so much going on. You have all the stuff I listed in the video. All, you know, rank 1 to 6 elements are being changed. The meta is changing. Your lure spells are changed. It's absolutely insane. There's like different strategies to try out. It's absolutely crazy, and it's a really good time to play Wiz right now. And, you know, I can be very grateful for that. Again, I understand players think the grind is a little bit tedious sometimes. I personally am not a big fan of the pixel drop rates. If I had to say one thing negative in this video, I would say the pixel drop rates are very inconsistent and can be probably bumped up a little bit in my opinion. And yeah, Novus also drops 6% Pierce Jewels, right? I think previously we had to farm in Chrysalis or Mirage, but now the New World, this is the first time we've seen the New World, at least the past couple of years, drop pretty consistent Pierce Jewels, right? I've quested 3 wizards through, and I've gotten maybe about 3 pages of Pierce Jewels between all the schools, which is honestly a pretty good rate. Not to mention we have new stuff like, you know, 16% accuracy jewels and stuff like that. We have, you know, item cards becoming more common in, you know, metas and PvP and PvE because, you know, accuracy is going up. So it's kind of nice to see, you know, have more variety in metas and different strategies, which I do like. So yeah, this has probably been a longer video, but I just really wanted to get the point across, you know, how awesome Novus is. I hope I, you know, covered everything in this video. If I did miss anything, you know, let me know what you guys like about this world in the comments below. What do you not like about it? Personally, me, it's definitely a top 3. I think it's probably number 2. I don't know, number 1 or number 2 for me personally in the entire game. You know, when you balance like art, pacing, innovation, whether you like that innovation or not, right? It's just a really great job, and I'm very happy that, you know, KingsIsle is doing really great lately. I should have another video talking about KingsIsle in general coming up pretty soon, so that'll be like that'll be a weird one, you know. We'll be talking about KingsIsle, like the good, the bad, the ugly as a company. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, I'm really looking forward to see what you have to say in the comments below. You know, do you like it, Novus in general? Do you not? What do you like? What do you not like? You know, leave some tabs down there. I'll definitely be reading them. But hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. If you are new, I do post every single day or every other day. It typically depends, but almost every single day. So subscribe, I would appreciate it. Let's get to 3K. And yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna head out. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. And as always, take care, guys.